So chapter 10 of the Canto 9, Srila Prabhupada gives some descriptions of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra and his Shaktis. Lord Balaram appears as Lakshman, and then Bharat and Shatrughna, they are also expansions of the Lord. So, text 1. Shri Sukha Uvacha Katvang. Do you have the verse? I'm just going to say it. It's not on the board. Katvanga Dirgabahuscha Ragus Tasmat Pritu Shavaha Ajastato Maharajas Tasmat Dasharato Bhavat. Sukadev Goswami said, the son of Maharaj Katvanga was Dirgabahu. His son was the celebrated Maharaj Raghu. From Maharaj Raghu came Aja, and from Aja was born the great personality, Maharaj Dasharat. So I believe this is the Sun dynasty, because Krishna spoke to the sun god. Imam Vishvashvate Yogam Proktavam Mahamavyayam Vivishvan Manave Prahur Manu Ikshvakave. So Ikshvaku is the ancestor of Maharaj Dasharat. Being prayed for by the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth Himself, directly appeared with His expansions and expansions of His expansions. Their holy names were Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna. These celebrated incarnations thus appeared in 4 forms as the son of Maharaj Dasharat. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Ramachandra and his brothers Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna are all Vishnu Tattva, not Jiva Tattva. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expands into many, many forms. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Anantarupam. Although they are one and the same Vishnu Tattva, they have many forms and incarnations. As confirmed in Brahma Samhita, Ramada Murtishu Kalamena Tishtan Nanavataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swaya Samabhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. The Lord is situated in many forms, such as Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna. And these forms may exist in any part of His creation. All these forms exist permanently, eternally, as individual personalities of Godhead, and they resemble many candles, all equally powerful. Lord Ramachandra, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna, who, being Vishnu Tattva, are all equally powerful, they became the sons of Maharaj Dasharat in response to prayers by the demigods. So, these great demons, they took birth 3 times. They're actually Jai and Vijay. And they were cursed by the 4 Kumaras to take birth in the material world because they were a little bit rude to the Kumaras. Abhisanda se yo himsam. Kapila Dev says sometimes the devotees of the Lord, they sometimes are influenced by the mode of ignorance. Dambo, Matsarya Evava, they're proud, envious, like this. So Kapila Dev is saying, even you're a devotee, you may be influenced by Rajagun, Tamagun. And you may have separate interests than the Supreme Lord. Sambarambi, uh, Sambarami, you are a separatist, Bhavam. Your nature is, you're not in line with Krishna's desire that you become a pure devotee. You may have some interests other than pure devotional service, but you are wearing tilak, kantimala, you're chanting Hare Krishna every day. So the Jai and Vijay, for some reason, they had some contamination, and they got cursed. And we know that when you offend a devotee, only that devotee can relieve you of your sinful reaction. Like Durvasa Muni. He offended Maharaj Ambarish, who just took a little water. He had to break his fast at a certain time. And Durvasa Muni became very angry, created a big demon, and Sudarshan Chakra immediately came to kill Durvasa Muni. Of course, eventually he got the mercy of Ambarish Maharaj, pure devotee of the Lord, Ajata Shatrava Shanta, Sadava Sadhubhushanam. He has no enemy. Even his enemy he sees as his friend. Titikshava is very tolerant. So, these are the qualities of the great devotees. Lord Ramachandra, as Lord Krishna said in the Gita, Ajopi sanaviyatma bhutanamish viropi san prakritim swam avastabhya sambhavami atmamayaya. So there's millions and millions of incarnations, and the Lord, He appears in the womb of His pure devotees. Kaushalya and Kaikeyi and the other wife, Sumitra. So they appear in their devotees' wombs to carry on their pastimes. They're unborn, they don't die. People think they're Avajananti Mamudha. Oh, foolish people think, oh, he's ordinary. Ravana is thinking, he's just a human being. I have no fear of him. Let me steal, let me abduct Sita. There's a famous quote. Prabhupada once said, hell knows no fury like a woman's scorn. So, Sita is such a pure, she's goddess of fortune. How dare you try to steal her from Lord Narayan? So demonic. Idyam adyamaya labdam imam prapshe manoritam. Demoniac mentality is they want Lakshmi without Narayan. Demoniac. Of course, in Kali Yuga, we're overwhelmed by demonic leaders. They think this is my country, these are my resources, I'll sell them to you, you give me the money. And they don't perform yagya. They have no belief in God. Asatyam apratishtam te. Life is temporary, just enjoy. Aparaspram sambhutam kimanyat kamahoitukam. Enjoy life. When you die, that's it. There's nothing beyond that. They have no fear of God, no understanding of the laws of karma. So that is the situation of the demoniac class of man. So, Ravana, this is the second incarnation of Jai Vijay, appearing in Treta Yuga, Ravana and Kumbhakarna. So, the demons are always trying to deny the existence of God. Just like now, Prabhupada was watching the television, the moon landing. He was in New York, and he was looking, and he was with some devotees, one Purushottam Das, Brahmananda was there, Garga Muni, the old devotees. And Prabhupada was looking, so what did they find on the moon? So they show this false landing of the moon, and the planet's completely like a desert. How is that possible? Krishna says, I enter into the moon and supply the nutrition-giving juices to the plants. He says, there's no people, there's no moon vasis. He says, that's not the moon. And then one of his disciples, no, Prabhupada, they went to the moon. You can't say that. People won't accept you. I said, that's not the moon. They're rascal cheaters. And so, misguiding. The leaders of the world, they're misguiding and telling lies. The moon is 94 million miles away from the Earth planet, according to 5th canto. The sun is 93 million miles away. Prabhupada said Sunday, Monday, sun, moon, right? Prabhupada was challenging, he had no fear. Abhayam, Shatvasham Shudir Jnana Yoga Yavastiti. Prabhupada said, Krishna is telling those who are wandering the world preaching, they have to be abhayam. They have to be with Krishna at every moment. So they recognize God is with me, He's walking with me. So Prabhupada fearlessly crossed the ocean like Hanuman. Hanuman crossed the ocean to help destroy the demoniac Rakshasa, Ravana. So Prabhupada crossed the ocean like Hanuman. Hanuman is the epitome of pure devotion and strength. So it took great strength. Prabhupada was very powerful, very strong. When you're in a temple room with Prabhupada, it's like the sun inside the room. Very powerful effulgence. Very, very powerful, you know. At the same time, full of compassion. Very full of compassion. Paraduka duki. So Ravana, he tried to build a staircase. Forget about God, I'm God. Let me build a staircase to Svargalok, right? And then he was taking all the gold. Prabhupada says he built a tunnel to Brazil. In Brazil, lots of gold. So he's built this tunnel to Brazil and bringing all the gold. So this perfect example of a big demon, very demonic. Of course, nowadays the Ravanas and the Hiranyakashipus, they're small demons. Etam Vishramadastabhya Nastalpano Pabudeya Prabhavanti Ugra Karmana Shayaya Jagato Hitaha. Prabhupada warns in that purport. The demons, they're thinking, this is ours to exploit. We don't care about, I don't see God, show me God. Where is God? Like they're defying God, just like Ravana. Who is this Ram? You know, who is this? Fortunately, he got killed by Ram, so at least he got some kind of moksha. Went back to Vaikuntha. So Ram's very merciful like this. So small demons nowadays, small rakshasas, and their empires come and go. Just like India was the crown jewel of the British Empire. So demoniac, they make a flag, then they come to a country, they beat them down, they put, this is ours now. This is ours. So when Prabhupada was in London, the television journalist interviewing Prabhupada, so how do you like England? I said, it seems that the sun never rises in the British Empire, always raining. They used to say the sun never sets in the British Empire. So they're exploiting India, China, Africa, so much exploitation, demoniac mentality. But ultimately, Shayaya Jagato Hitaha, everything destroyed. Millions of people were killed in the world wars, World War I, World War II. This is a demoniac situation. Now we have American Empire, another Rakshasa Empire. You know, so much gold being hoarded in America. No one happy. No one's happy. Everyone unhappy. Upadrutaha. Everyone is disturbed because they're under the influence of Maya. So like that, those who defy the existence of God, Krishna says that they destroy their own society, their own civilizations. So Ravana, he stole Sita. Big mistake. You're stealing Lord Ram's consort, Lakshmi, Sita Devi. Big mistake. No hope for you now. All your soldiers will be killed. So, text number 3. O King Pricket, the transcendental activities of Lord Ramachandra have been described by great saintly persons who have seen the truth. Because you have heard again and again about Lord Ramachandra, the husband of Mother Sita, I shall describe these activities only in brief. Please listen. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Modern Rakshasas posing as educationally advanced merely because they have doctorates have tried to prove that Lord Ramachandra is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but an ordinary person. But those who are learned and spiritually advanced will never accept such notions. They will accept the descriptions of Lord Ramachandra and his activities only as presented by the Tattvadarshis, those who know the absolute truth. So in the 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj is discussing with the Avaduta. He says, Dharma bhado vidharmascha, paradharma na chodita, upadharma tu pakando, dambo va shabda bichchala. There's 5 kinds of a dharma that look like dharma, but they're actually against dharma. So these great scholars in India, they study the Vedas, they follow Shariraka Bhashya. We're all God. God is not a person. Lord Ram, he's just a human being. Krishna, he was a great person, but he wasn't God. God is light. We are light, God is light, we are God, right? This is impersonalism. Even they study the Vedas, but Lord Chaitanya condemns them. Mayavad Shunile Bhasya, Pakandi, they're Pakandis. And in this verse in the 7th canto, Dambova Shabda Bichchala, that they take the Vedas and they twist it, word jugglery. Chala, cheating dharma. Shabda Bich, word jugglery. Oh no, when Krishna says in the Gita that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, the Ham means the light in Krishna. Like this, they misinterpret. Who's that? Krishnamurti? Prabhupada said because he's so atheistic, Prabhupada went to meet him in South India, and he was suffering so much from disease. You blaspheme Krishna like this or Ram, you will get incur so much bad karma, disease. Prakashananda Saraswati, he was offending Lord Chaitanya. Oh, he's sentimental, just dancing. And he had leprosy. Of course, Lord Chaitanya, he's Mahabhadanyaya, so he gave a lot of mercy to Prakashananda. He's so humble, God himself, very, very humble. He went there and sat in a dirty place, and gradually he described Atmarama verse in 18 ways and converted all the Mayavadis. Because he came there and he told Chandrasekhar, I've come to this Benares, but everyone is neti. Everyone's Mayavad. But I have this gift, this treasure. It's very heavy, this Prema Bhakti. I can't take it back to Puri. If a tiny little payment, if they give a little shrad, a little payment, I'll give it to them. So in this way, he arranged to be seated with the assembly of Mayavadis. And they became devotees. Prakashananda Saraswati, he attended the big kirtan of Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Benares. Lord Chaitanya was dancing in ecstasy, drinking the ecstatic ocean of prema, love of God. He came to taste, Krishna came to taste this prema, this love of God, through the chanting of the holy names. Very merciful, and distributed to everyone. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he saw Prakashananda Saraswati, he offered prayers at the lotus feet of this person. He's God himself, but he's exhibiting so much humility. So, Trinadapi Sunichena. If we want to taste this ocean of prema bhakti, if we want to dive and swim in this ocean of love of God, which is being made available to us through the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have to string this Trinadapi verse on the beads of the holy name. This is Gauranga Mahaprabhu's example. He's offering respects to Prakashananda. And then Prakashananda did dandabats and grabbed the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. That you're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why are you offering me respects? So, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he took initiation from Ishvara Puri. So here, Lord Ram, he takes shelter from Vishwamitra Muni. And Vishwamitra Muni teaches him the arts, martial arts, various powerful mantras, takes him in the forest to protect from two demons, Maricha and the other one, what's his name? I thought there was one, Taraka, female demon. Anyway, he was also teaching Lord Ram, and of course Ram killed Taraka and like that. So here Prabhupada is saying, Tadvidi pranipatina pariprashnena sevaya upadikshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. One who has seen the truth. So Srila Prabhupada was taking a morning walk in Los Angeles on the beach, Venice Beach. And there was one very, very highly acclaimed scholar of theology, Stilson Judah. He was so impressed because we were all 20-year-old monkeys. We're hippies. Like when Prabhupada was interviewed at the Dallas airport. So all these young boys, they're all hippies. They're following brahmacharya and no more intoxication, no non-veg. How you did this? They're like they were hippies, very crazy guys, you know. Trying to gratify our senses unlimitedly as a hippie. And Prabhupada said, yes, the hippies are our best customers. And the journalist said, so what is your definition of hippie? Prabhupada looked at the journalist, he said, you know better than me. He said, something wonderful. We had no desire to educate, material education, get a job, because we see everyone has a good job, nice house, and they're always fighting with their wives. Big divorce rate. Always getting intoxicated, drinking, every night drinking. They come home, they drink, and they watch some nonsense on TV. And of course, we realize there's no happiness here. You know, so we were looking for some Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told Lord Chaitanya that Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharcham Eka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Darira Shari Kripambudar Yastam Maham Prapadye. That we were already Vairagya, we were rejecting, but it's Falgu Vairagya. We didn't want to work for this establishment. We rejected the status quo. Most of us dropped out of university. I was studying engineering. I just like, nah, too much. So like this, we were very ripe fruit to get the mercy of the Lord. And Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, they brought Srila Prabhupada at the perfect time. And Hare Krishna explosion. So Prabhupada was walking on the beach with Stilson Judah, very famous scholar theologian from University of California, Berkeley, huge university. And he had so much respect for what Prabhupada was doing, bringing these people out of the darkness of ignorance. And Prabhupada said, because you have not seen someone who has seen God, it doesn't mean that no one on this planet is a person who has never seen God. Told him like that. And this scholar, professor, he had an altar in his house. And in 2016, one lady bought a Bhagavad-Gita in Los Angeles from one brahmachari out in the street. And she was looking at the Gita, and her friend was, oh, don't buy. Those guys, they're brainwashed. They're cult. Don't buy. So her friend went away, and she stayed. And she said, this Stilson Judah, this person, he's the nicest human being I ever met. And he was glorifying Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita. You can see he's giving a eulogy of Prabhupada. She said, I used to play with his daughter in his house in Berkeley, California. And he had an altar. On the altar he had Jesus, because he was Christian. And he had Jesus' parents, Joseph, Mary. Next to Jesus, he had a picture of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Swami. Hare. And he would come to Bhagavatam class and sit down on the floor. Prabhupada Vyasa-san, he's a famous man. And he'd sit on the floor, listen to Srimad Bhagavatam from Prabhupada. He became a disciple, a covert disciple, how they say, closet disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So impressed by Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was so powerful. He was like Hanuman. He was empowered by the Lord. When you're in the room with Prabhupada, you see the power of a great devotee of the Lord. Complete 100% surrendered at the lotus feet. And so he was empowered to do the impossible. People would say, well, these swamis, they come from India, and they do miracle. They make some ash, and they say they're God, they make gold, And so many millions of people follow them. Prabhupada said they're bogus. Krishna has so many gold mines in the universe. And Yasyapabha, Prabhupato, Jagadanda Koti, so many universes are there coming from the pores, right? What is a little gold? He said, my miracle is all these boys and girls. That is my miracle. Prabhupada would look at us. And he had so much compassion, how we surrendered completely to him. Living in America, everything is available. But we rejected everything. We rejected all this. Twama kinchana gocharam. Materially exhausted, right? Janmaishvarya Shuta Shvibir Edamana Marapaman. Nairvar Hati Apudatim. Vai Twama kinchana. People in the West, they're overwhelmed by materialism. They become so exhausted. Where is peace? Where is happiness? And they come to Hardware Rishikesh and do some yoga. But this Bhakti Yoga, this is the real thing. Maya Veshamano Yemam Nitya Yuktu Upasate Shraddhavan Parayopetas Teme Yuktatam Mataha. Krishna tells Arjuna that this Bhakti Yoga is the highest of all kinds of yoga. And yoga is not actually practical in the age of Kali. It is very difficult, not practical. And yet people come. So slowly, Bhakti Yoga is spreading all over the world, where one always remembers Krishna and never forgets him and uses all his senses in the service. So here Prabhupada is saying, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Otherwise, you think Ram is ordinary. Inquire from him submissively, render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Unless one is tattvadarshi, in complete knowledge of the absolute truth, one cannot describe the activities of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, although there are many so-called Ramayan, history of Lord Ramachandra's activities, Some of them are not actually authoritative. Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharachi Vidirvidam Aikantiki Hare Bhaktir Upatayaiva, a disturbance to society. All these impersonalist Ramayans. Some of them are not actually authoritative. Sometimes Lord Ramachandra's activities are described in terms of one's own imagination, speculations, or material sentiments. But the characteristic of Lord Ramachandra should not be handled as something imaginary. While describing the history of Lord Ramachandra, Sukadeva Goswami told Maharaj Parikshit, "You have already heard about the activities of Lord Ramachandra. Apparently, therefore, 5,000 years ago, there were many Ramayans, or histories of Lord Ramachandra's activities, and so there are still many. But we must select only those books written by Tattvadarshis, Jnaninas Tattvadarshinaha, not the books of the so-called scholars who claim knowledge only on the basis of a doctorate." This is a warning by Sukadeva Goswami. Rishibhis Tattvadarshibihi. Although the Ramayana composed by Valmiki is a huge literature, the same activities are summarized here by Sukadeva Goswami in a few verses. So unfortunately, many of these scholars, I was at that famous university where Bhaktivinoda Thakur had landed a book, Lord Chaitanya, his Life and Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That book was found in the library by devotees at McGill University in Montreal. Prabhupada was there. And somehow Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book landed there in that university. Of course, one devotee borrowed it, never returned it, so we don't know where it is now. But there was a scholar there who was teaching Sanskrit at McGill, and I was preaching at the university. I had a club there at the university, Bhakti Yoga Club. And he said, oh, I said, I'm going to have a little festival of India. And we're going to have some chanting, prasad, and so on. Just like here, IIT and these places. I used to preach at IIT Delhi. So he said, yes, but here, this is West. You have to feed them some hamburgers, some beef. I said, what? Are you crazy? You're teaching Sanskrit scholar, PhD in Sanskrit. You feed. He said, yes, what's the problem? He said, Krishna told Arjuna to kill 600 million warriors at Kuruksetra. What's a few cows? Complete. I said, rascal. So Prabhupada and Srila Damodar Maharaj, they met one big scholar of Hinduism in this university. I believe it was Montreal, but I may be wrong. And Srila Damodar and Prabhupada, he wanted to meet Prabhupada. So they're discussing, Prabhupada speaking Hindi and then English. And Prabhupada said, so what is your idea of Hinduism? And the scholar, he said, I'm teaching Hinduism, but I really don't understand. I don't know what it is. So we're not God, we're God. Durga is God, Shiva's all Hajj. He said, I don't really know. Prabhupada looked at Swarup Damodar. He said, so Swarup, what do you call a teacher who professes of Hinduism and he doesn't know what he's talking about? And Swarup Damodar said, he's a cheater, Prabhupada. Prabhupada looked at this big professor. Yes, you are a cheater. The professor, oh, Swamiji, how you can say, you are a rascal cheater. You're teaching what you don't know. What kind of rascal? Like that, Prabhupada was so strong. He was burning these people. It's just like, I don't want to burn Sri Lanka. He was sitting with many scholars. All these scholars came to see Bhaktivedanta Swami. So he had a garden in the Los Angeles temple. And there were maybe like 15, 16 big scholars from America. And they came. Prabhupada said, so you have so much learning, but you don't even know who you are. What kind of learning is this? He said, this is cheating. He said, this is rascaldom. So he's speaking like this to these professors. He said, if you meet someone who knows God and is self-realized, Tattvadarshi, you must surrender to them. This is the system. When the sages, when the rishis, when they met with each other, if they were defeated, they surrendered to the person who defeated them. He said, you should surrender. He's saying surrender to, because of course if these scholars surrender, all their followers, the students will become. So one foolish scholar put his hand up. Yes. Swamiji, aren't you a little harsh calling us rascals? Perhaps you could say misguided. Prabhupada said, rascal is the best word. It covers everything. Foolish, stupid, demonic. Covers everything. Rascal. Abhajanati ma mudha manusha. Mudha, rascal, fool, donkey. Like this. So Srila Prabhupada, he told us, I have come to America as an aggressor. So he came in as an aggressor, and he said, you're my soldiers. So every day we saw Prabhupada. Go out, distribute my books. Book distribution, most important thing. Most important. Because we used to go basically in the streets of the West and just chant Hare Krishna and give some magazine back to Godhead. I said, I'm translating the Bhagavatams. Why are you not distributing? I'm so ahead. I'm on the 3rd canto. You have to distribute. So we had to break our brain. How to stop some person in the street, mode of passion, and sell them a book about God with 450 pages, 500 pages. Impossible. Somehow Krishna revealed. Like Prabhupada always said, Krishna will help you. So Krishna helped us, and in the first big marathon, it was in December, like Gita Jayanti. In America, it was 1972. And Rama Srimad was in charge of BBT. And he wrote Prabhupada, he phoned Prabhupada, who was in India, I believe. Prabhupada, we did over 1 million books in 17 days. So Prabhupada said, what organization in the history of the world ever distributed 1 million religious books in 17 days? This is a miracle. And then he wrote a letter. My dear American boys and girls, you have fulfilled the order of my spiritual master. You have assisted me in fulfilling the order of my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And I am eternally grateful to you. You will receive the blessings of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and you will be guaranteed going back home, back to Godhead. Of course, you're living in India, so people are a little gentle, little sweet, usually. They take a bag of... In America, people attack you. They beat you. They hit you. The police put you in jail. So many times we were put in jail. Of course, the law there is freedom of religion. That's the first law in the USA. So they always had to release us. And probably say, what are these police harassing young religious boys? He was so annoyed. Why they're harassing these young boys? They're simply religious boys and girls going out to distribute this great Srimad Bhagavatam, the fruit of all Vedic literatures. So Lord Ram, he is chosen by his father. Everyone loved Lord Ram. So here, he's about to get his crown prince in inauguration, crown prince of Ayodhya, of the world actually. And what's her name? Mantara. She represents envy, duplicity, intrigue, political intrigue. So she tells Kaikeyi, whispers in her ear, "What are you doing? Are you crazy? You'll become sidelined by Kaushalya. Your son, he'll become a slave of Ram," like this. She's preaching this kind of. So Kaikeyi had got 2 boons, we know. So she said, "Give me the boons, Dasharat. I want my boons now." So she was covered by Maya. Sometimes people get covered by Maya, but Bharat forgave her. But Kapila Dev tells his mother, materialistic woman is very dangerous. Shravat Padma, how is it called? Shravat Padmatsuvo Bhaktram, Vachascha Shravanam Ritam, Hridayam Shuram Dharambam, Strinam Ko Veda Cheshtitam. I don't know if it was Kapila Dev, but this is a description. I think it was Diti when she approached Kashyapa. And then she wanted to kill Lord Indra because he is the cause of the death of her sons. Yes. So in this verse, it says, Shravat Padmotsavam Bhaktram. A woman's face is like a lotus flower in the moonlight. Vachascha Shravanamritam. And her words are just like the singing of a cuckoo bird. Hridayam Shuram Dharam. But if you investigate her, analyze her heart, it's a materialistic woman, not a Vaishnavi. It is just like a razor blade. Shuram, it will cut. Strinam ko Veda Cheshtitam. Who can know the power of a materialistic woman? Of course, we know that those women who are very chaste to their husbands, Strinam Rupam Pativratam. Kripanidhi says, the chaste woman is like, that's her real beauty. The beauty of a chaste woman is her loyalty to her husband. So that is the Vedic culture, that is the process of the Varnashram system. The woman is protected by her dharmic husband, her dharmic father, dharmic husband, and dharmic sons. This is the culture, real culture. Not that independence like in the West. Women independent, they create havoc. You get Varna Shankara. Sometimes they even kill their husband. Yeah. It's happened. Kill their husband for a paramour. This is going on. So Sita is the embodiment of a powerful wife. So many powerful women in the history of the Vedic culture. Kuntimati, Draupadi, Gandhari, so many. Tulsi, so many. So, Lord Ramachandra accepted that Kaikeyi was influenced by envy and so on. And she got this boon, and Lord Ram accepted 14 years. And Sita said, "No, I will fire." She's a princess. She, was living in luxury with gems and jewels. Now she has to live in the forest, in a cottage. And Lord Ram, he's a prince, princely life. So much opulence, so much comfort, so many servants, so much wealth, all these things. And now he goes to the forest, matted hair, and they're living in the forest. So many wild creatures. Sita collects some wild fruits and vegetables and cooks for him. Dedicated wife, surrendered wife, even in poverty, in any situation, disease, anything, she serves her husband. So this is the example given for a chaste wife. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king. Accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, king of the monkeys, or by another monkey, Sugriva, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshman, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Suparnika, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows, and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him, like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord Ramachandra give us all protection. So, Suparnika was, oh, Ram is so beautiful. So, of course, Lord Krishna, Aishvaryasya Shamagrasya Shriyasya Vashasha Shriya, that he's full of all six opulences, very beautiful, very wealthy, very knowledgeable, very famous, very renounced, all the opulences. You're full. Aishvarya, full of all the six opulences. So Suparnika automatically attracted. Just like Prabhupada used to say. Prabhupada, how is it that wherever you go, everyone comes to see you and follows you? Prabhupada said, because I love Krishna, everyone loves me. Everyone loves me. So the pure devotee, he's exhibiting all these wonderful qualities of the Lord, and Lord Ram, he is acting like a human being. He takes a guru, and he has all these beautiful qualities. And Suparnika proposes, become my husband and enjoy with me. I'll take you everywhere. And Lord Ram says, I'm already married. This is my brother, he's single. He's so handsome and powerful. You marry him. Lakshman, he said, oh no, I'm not at all qualified. Ram, he's very qualified. Just see, I'm just his servant. You pick him like this, back and forth. They're mocking Suparnika, joking with her. She became very angry. And she attacked Sita and tried to eat her. So, Dhyayato Vishayopam Sam Sangateshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama. So she is the personification of lust, which leads to anger. How's that go? Kama Vijayate. Krodo Bhavati Samoha Samoha Smriti Vibhramat. Smriti Brahmat Buddhina Sho Anashiti. So like that, contemplating the objects of the senses is very dangerous. And in this world of Kali, Prabhupada said, it's so difficult to be brahmachari. Everywhere you go in America, there's posters. They are exploiting the beautiful woman to sell cigarettes or sell alcohol. It's total Kali Yuga. So, because of this, Suparnika, this is the beginning of the destruction of the host of Rakshasas. And she calls her two brothers, and Lord Ram kills them. And then after that, she goes and tells Ravana about this beautiful Sita. And then he disguises himself as a sannyasi. So here again we have a dharma disguised as dharma. Prabhupada is saying many adharmis, they come in the disguise of dharma. They misuse the sannyas ashram to get followers, to get money, and so on. Cheaters cheating the cheated. Yesham tu ku patadestrinam patatam tamasi yadaya. Yeshadadana vachastevai majanti ashma plavaiva. The people go to the west, they have saffron. Say, come on, just buy this mantra for $200 and I will give you nirvana. I will give you moksha. You come and follow me. And they become very wealthy. So wealthy, they own so many Rolls Royce. They dress in garments of diamonds. They wear saffron. And they're promoting complete Kali Yuga. All the 4 principles of a dharma. No, you can take drugs, you can do this. There's no God. Worship me. Like this. Again, dharma bhado vidharmascha paradharma na choditaha upadharma tupakando dambova shabda bichchala. Kali Yuga. So like this, Ravana, he knows Sita has great respect for sannyas ashram. So of course, she's like very, very cautious. She's very apprehensive, suspicious. What is this? Is this a trick? But because of respect for the ashram of sannyas, she breaks the promise not to go beyond the circle. And Ravana, ha ha ha. And he grabs Sita, puts her in his chariot hauled by donkeys. He's getting away. Jataya tries to stop him. Jatayu, the eagle, the vulture, and the fight goes on. So, in this way, Prabhupada said, all these false swamis coming to the West and propagating darkness, exploiting people. So, Ashma Plava, those who put their faith in foolish leaders, foolish pseudo-yogis, pseudo-swamis, they are entering a boat, following a captain, but the boat is made of ashma plavaeva, made of stone. It simply sinks. And Lord Krishna says, Aneka chitta vipram ranta moha jala samavitaha. How's it go? Patanti narake sucha. They simply gliding down. Kamapa boga paramo patanti narake sucha. That they follow this atheism, this Maya, this Kali Yuga. You can do whatever you want in the name of religion. Patanti narake sucha. They take birth down there near the Garbhodaksha ocean. There's the hellish planets, different planets, Andata Mishra. Those who have illicit relations outside of the marriage institution, they go to Andata Mishra and are punished. This is going on as we speak. People are dying. Ahani, ahani, bhutani, gachanti, amalayam. At this moment, people all over this planet, all over the universe, are going visiting Lord Yamaraj. Not very nice place. They come and drag him out of his gross body, take him down the road, being whipped, being bitten by dogs of hell, and then they rip his limbs apart by the elephants of hell, and then he's punished. Suchi Mukha, Krimi Bhojana, Maharurav, all these is going on. Just like people are going to prison right now in India for committing crimes. So they're also going to the ultimate prison in the Yamaloka, Naraklok. And they have no idea. Therefore, the devotee of the Lord, like Prahlad Maharaj, Naivoj Vijay Para Durateya Vaitaranam, Twadvirya Maya Agayana Mahamrita Magna Chita, Sochetato Vimukacheta Sa Indriyartam, Maya Sukayam Baram Udvahato Vimuda. So we have to follow in the footsteps of Prahlad. Lord Chaitanya, in the Gaur Ganodeshdipika by Kavi Karnapurna, He says Haridas Thakur has different personalities in his body. One is Prahlad Maharaj, one is Brahma, like this. So Prahlad is so compassionate for the conditioned souls who are day by day, step by step, going to the Yamaraj, to the Yamaloka, to this hellish planets. So our only business, Prabhupada said, if you want to please me, then preach as vigorously as I did. Prabhupada would be so sick, and then Prabhupada, you should take rest. You just came from the hospital. Prabhupada looked at his disciples, Ramaswar and others in the elevator coming from the hospital, in the hospital. He said, never take away my right to struggle for Krishna. That's what he told them. Let us go and preach. Take me to the person who wants to meet me. Prabhupada never gave up. Every ounce of his strength he gave to delivering the fallen souls. This is the desire of the Lord. Great compassion. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so much compassion. He didn't even mind people were offending him. The Qazi offended him. He gave the Qazi his mercy, you see. So this is what our business is. Our business is to become very Krishna conscious, to perform very good sadhana, and chant our rounds, avoiding the 10 offenses. And Haridas Thakur tells Lord Chaitanya, the root cause of all the other 9 offenses, inattentive chanting. So when we come together every Brahma Muhurta, we should focus on the 32 syllables of the holy name, the 16 names of the Lord. It's empowered, these names are empowered in Kali Yuga, isn't it? Nam Namakari Bahuda Nijashar. All of Krishna's Sarvasya Shakti Vividhaiva, all of Krishna's potencies to create, to maintain, to destroy, to do anything is in the holy name. That is Krishna. When you're chanting, you have to chant with gratitude and focus. Not that, oh, gotta make a phone call. This mobile phone is a big distraction. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hello, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You're not, Krishna is standing in front of you and you're ignoring him. Just a minute, Krishna. I have an important call. Just wait a minute. No. Krishna is the priority. Krishna is our Lord, our mother, father, right? Everything. So we have to chant very strong, very focused 16 rounds when Prabhupada initiated me. And what is the prescription? The prohibitions. I said the prohibitions. And what is the prescription? I said, chanting 16 rounds, Prabhupada. He said, at least 16 rounds. He said, 16 rounds minimum. If you have some extra time, don't waste time. Chant some few more rounds. Krishna becomes very pleased when we go the extra mile. When we go the extra mile for the Lord, he reciprocates 1,000,000 times, right? So always try, maybe I can do a few more rounds. On Ekadasi, Gopal Krishna Maharaj just initiated, he'd say, Ekadasi, try to chant 25 rounds. He would tell, remember? And he always said that. So this Mahamantra is the most important of all our different activities, 9 processes of devotional service. This chanting attentively, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Krishna, Hare, Ram. These are very important. And that will give us so much power so we can become empowered to go out and deliver the fallen souls. It's by this Shakti, Bhakti Shakti, the people are attracted. They're attracted, I've seen Gita. They're attracted to you, your Krishna consciousness. You're getting the mercy of Radha Partsarthi, of Gaur Nitai every morning. So you load up. You load up with, it's like you load up with the weapons of the holy name. So when you go out, they become impacted by your potency. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Tara Pravartana, right? The Krishna Shakti is there. We felt empowered by Prabhupada's order. We felt empowered. We distributed millions of books. So many people were coming to see Prabhupada and join him. They would just see Srila Prabhupada and they'd like, oh my God, this is real. You know, no one knows anything about Sanatana Dharma in the West. Have no idea what does God look like, who am I. They don't know that. They think I'm a body and somewhere in my brain there's a soul. That's what they think. I have a soul. Animals don't have a soul. All the hodgepodge. And they see Prabhupada, they're like, how did he get like that? Completely empowered. Just like, I see them, big people, they come and they're like, and then one big professor, Harvard University, famous, right? Harvard, MIT, Oxford, Cambridge, 4 biggies, the 4 forts of atheism. Big atheism. If you say anything against atheism, okay, you can't teach here anymore. You lose your tenant. So this great professor, he came to see Prabhupada. His name was Harvey Cox. He was the head of theology faculty. He's so amazed by you met Harvey Cox. He was at Science and Religion. I met him also. So we met him. So the President of the United States, he was very upset. Of course, many Christians and Jews there, they complained to the government, these swamis coming and cheating people. They're cheating, they're not teaching, the right thing. So, of course, the government very suspicious because these guys came, they made millions of dollars. Hot yoga, meditation, and they're all like breaking the rules. They were caught, many of them got caught breaking the rules. So, the President of the United States, the most powerful man on the planet at that time, or he thinks he is, anyway, materially, he contacted Harvey Cox. What about this Swami Bhaktivedanta? Is he cheating people? Who is he? All these young people are joining him. Harvey Cox said, oh, I have met Swami Bhaktivedanta. He said, he is 1 in a million, perhaps 1 in 100 million. Full endorsement, 5-star, 10-star endorsement. And so the government, they ignored, they, set aside, they complained. The Christians, they put us even in court. Hare Krishna is evil. And they went to the Supreme Court. They arrested the leaders, GBC, and a big court case came. Prabhupada said, let them read my books. Let the judge read my books. Big judge in New York. He's reading all Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. At the end, he said, in good conscience, I cannot condemn this movement as pernicious, means evil. He said, they are completely religious people, completely following what we should follow. All the professors, all big universities were rallying up in defense of ISKCON and Prabhupada. So it came in the New York Times, big newspaper. He said that this is simply a hostile attack against real religion. In my good conscience, I cannot condemn them or illegalize them. So Prabhupada said, yes, he reads my books. This is Krishna's arrangement, so he could read my books. Everything is Krishna's arrangement, even when the obstacles come, the difficult comes, the challenges come. Krishna's arrangement, Mr. Near, Krishna's arrangement. So this is a war that we're fighting. A war against the Rakshasas. Rakshashim asurim chaiva, prakritim mohinim shitaha. They're Rakshasas, all of them. Just eating the people through taxation, rajasu janakodoshu, drinking their blood every day. That's what they're doing and saying, oh, I'm your man, I'm your leader, you follow me. You vote for me, I will help you. Don't worry, No, they can't help. They're not equipped to help anyone. Simply dragging them into ignorance. So we are soldiers. Prabhupada told us, we are the soldiers. And we have to go out in the battlefield. Even the women, he told one, Mula Prakriti, big book distributor, every day, huge amounts of books, Bhagavatams. She said, Prabhupada, I'm in a female body. I'm supposed to be humble and shy, right? Quality of woman, shy. I said, yes, when you come back to the temple, you behave shy. And he said, when you go out, you become like a lion. He said, you become like lion. You come home, you be like a lamb. Lamb at home, lion in the field. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.